Hello, hello. Um, it took me some time, but I will make a video with a pre-patch Berserker technique comparison, let's say. Uh, to be honest, I was a bit disappointed after the patch because TLDR, the damage increase is actually not that high. And the thing, why I'm doing this is I think it's kind of misleading. People are posting stuff without buff bars, some damage numbers without buff bars. I can assure you those people are stacked as fuck. Means food, entropy, most likely fully spec support as well as some other synergies. Um, so here I am, and yeah, and also the discussion about the set, is uh, difficult. Let's say people say salvation is insane good. It is, but there are some issues with it, in my opinion. So let's check it out. What I've changed a few things, but I'm not sure if this is actually. So in Trixion, it actually performs a little bit worse than my previous build. Um, I think synergies are needed for it because I exchanged Keen Blend. I exchanged Keen Blend, increased mass from Keen Blend. Um, but in Trixion, I'm getting slightly lesser damage, to be honest. Um, but let's do a 2-minute test with Dominion first. So what do I have? Obviously, I have, at least in terms of uh, tripods, I have everything required on level 5. So I'm playing with white hit point, red wave, enhanced strike, weak point, lights out, strike wave, limit break, earth flip, wave, hellblade, earth flip, melt, leap, quick prep, weak point, and diving hit. Yeah, and I mean, this is just personal preference. Great wheel, vacuum slash. So, sorry, I'm kinda. I have a cold. So let's do a 2-minute test. Simple as that. For the sake, I mean, we are interested in the burst, right? So we will make it like that, as usual. So TLDR, you see, if you compare the numbers of the skills with my previous videos, you will see that the damage actually is close to the same, which is kind of unfortunate. That's the reason why I'm saying I'm kind of disappointed about the patch. The problems that I see when using salvation, I will show you what I mean. Wait, what? So I'm at 582 million in 2 minutes. I think it's 20 millions more than pre-patch. If I use increased sparse, I will probably get a little bit more in Trixion. We can test that as well. But let's clear something up. So let's switch the sets, right? Because I've seen quite a lot of posts which tell people that this set is popping off. Um, so why do I think this is kind of um difficult here? So first of all, I lose my 18% cooldown reduction. Means all the skills have a higher uptime. Um, and you will take longer to get into. So you will have more downtime when it comes to your meter. Yeah? So for the sake of this video, I will get the buff for salvation before we do the damage test. Otherwise, it's just other garbage. Yeah? So let's get this buff first before we do it. You see how little meter I get with the skills? And people are telling me they are full in 20 seconds. I X for doubts. And if you miss something, it will even take longer. Right? The simple fact is the fastest way is with awakening. As simple as that. That's why the minion set is so good in those regards, right? So we are at 20 stacks. Means we are good to go. We reset the cooldowns. And here we go. So now I have an issue because I wait. My Bloody Rush has a pretty high cooldown, and I try to get my Bloody Rush in the rotation where I use red dust, finishing blow, and my Bloody Rush into it. I mean, Bloody Rush is still the highest hitting skill you have in your arsenal, and you want it with the maximum crit and the maximum buffs available for you, which makes this kind of garbage because I mean I want red dust covering everything, right? So finishing strike and more Bloody Rush. I mean, there you go. I mean, you actually do less damage. The thing is, now you could tell, yeah, dude, but you didn't use the skills when they're ready. Like I said, these two, this buff, I want that buff for my Bloody Rush because Bloody Rush is the bread and butter of Berserk technique. It does a lot of damage as well as finishing strike. So I want to get these three skills. So at these two skills, finishing strike as well as Bloody Rush, I want the red dust buff for it. So I can guarantee that I will crit as well as I get the 6% additional damage, right? I mean, it lasts 16 seconds, so I will probably get the 6% damage buff, but I don't get the crit chance because it's only 6 seconds. And with the set that I'm using right now, I don't have anything in swiftness, and I don't want to put anything in swiftness. Simple for the fact that, I mean, my Bloody Rash, like I said, is the bread and butter, and I would have to take down some spec points in order to get swiftness, and this means my Bloody Rush will do less damage. I will stay less time in burst mode, and I will get less of fury. So no, I don't want to reduce my spec points. Means I'm losing flat 18% cooldown on the skills, and you feel it with Bloody Rush. You see, when you saw when I used Dominion set, it's pretty much close to the same. So I use Red Dust, I use Bloody Rush, and then I can use Finishing Strike. Um, yeah, that the reason for that is because I'm getting 18% flat cooldown reduction from the set, which makes the timing actually pretty good. So, and about filling up the meter, I mean, I don't know how. Maybe I miss a point, but I don't know how people can tell other people they fill it in 20 seconds. So, I mean, this is even. I can show you. I mean, this is enough, right? Don't even start at 0. Let's do one full rotation, right? So, if I hit everything, but this is a big if because you are slow as fuck when you're out there. You will miss some abilities, right? You will. So that's it. I missed nothing, and I'm not full. I still need a second rotation. So, um, and I use like so. What you could change in order to gain more gauge, more identity, is yeah. I mean, I use some, for example, focus here for if you gain 150%. Just to clarify, this is a build which I use when I know I don't necessarily need counters. Normally, I switch skills out for counter. But you could change something like um, in order to get more gauge, more identity, you could switch out. For example, you could use this one, but you will lose even more cooldown, which is I don't know. So you're losing 18% on the set and 8 seconds. So you feel it. Let's put it that way. So, but that way you can get more of it. Additionally, 75 makes a huge difference. But you see that? You see that? Huge cooldown. Fucking huge cooldown. So people telling you that 20 I think 20 seconds is not doable. This because 20 seconds means fully rotation, right? Um, means one rotation because you don't have time. In 20 seconds, all your skills are still in, or most of the skills are still in cooldown. And yeah, and one rotation is not enough. Simple as that. Simple as that. Even with focus on 5 on multiple skills. Um, and the difference is just, I mean, if I use Awakening or Dominion set, Dominion set, the Awakening itself will push me from 0 to here. So that way I can guarantee that I only need one rotation to be back in. TLDR, or for your information, I have level 2 and level 4 set bonus on level 2. I still have not yet enough trumpets for the 6 set level 2. My weapon is 24, 93. Yeah, that's Engravens. So I think, yeah, I mean, if you use Salvation, I'm pretty sure you also don't have Awakening, I guess. Which, I mean, gives you quite a little bit of damage. Yeah, gems. I only have 7 and 9 on Bloody Rash. But for this, I mean, for the sake of this is a comparison about the DPS change. And since my previous videos were always with Awakening as well, I think it's fairly comparable. You could, but for the sake of testing, we could go full damage, right? So let's reset everything. I could switch out. So if we are using the Dominion set, for example, we can also go full damage. Means we will drop Awakening for something else. I mean, apparently you don't need you don't need Awakening to fill your identity because you can fill it up in 20 seconds. X for that. So let's go. Awakening you go, and we will add something like Cursed Doll. I actually am I think Berserk technique actually can use increased mass, and I actually do prefer increased mass instead of Cursed Doll, because the negative of Cursed Doll, I hate it. The healing debuff is so bad. And to be honest, increased mass actually gives you even a little bit more damage because it's not like Cursed Doll 16. It's what was it, 90? And you don't gain anything from attack speed, so to say, because it's not scaling up for BT, at least not like, for example, other classes. But yeah, let's use Cursed Doll for the sake of testing. And do we still use the set? Which one is it? Salvation, perfect. Yeah. So now I am what? Yeah, 36,000 attack power. I mean, we can do it manually now, just to show you what I mean by that. When I say it takes forever, definitely not 20 seconds. The increased mass has one downside. If you are outside of BT, means I mean if you're outside of Circ mode, I mean, in circle mode, it negates the negative of increased mass. You get like 10% attack speed on top in total. 20 actually, but but you will lose 10 to increased mass. But you don't feel it that much if you're in circle mode. And the other benefit is it's really cheap now compared to Cursal. So we are at 20 stacks. We are full at identity, but you saw that it was not one rotation for sure. And yeah, let's give it a try, right? We are at 20 stacks. Bam. We say 2 minutes. Reset the cooldowns. Start the test, and up we go. You see that? That's what I mean. This is the 18%. The 18% cooldown reduction you miss. So, and you have to. I mean, I can make it like I can start now because there's still animation time, right? But I want red dust um on my bloody rush because bloody rush is the highest hitting skill you have, not finishing strength. That was bad actually. Now I will not get the buff for bloody rush. You see, there was a white number. I don't want white numbers on my bloody rush. Simple as that. I mean, it's still RNG, but I mean, with the red dust, you are at like 90, close to 90%, which is fairly safe. We can do it now. So this was with salvation and full damage build. Means I don't have awakening anymore in the mix. Let's change it to Dominion. I change nothing else. Keep it the way it is. But I will give myself full identity, so I can start in burst mode. So did I change everything? Yeah, perfect. Let's give it a try. Unlucky, I guess. No crit for me. You see that? 5 seconds left. I can actually already start with it because there are some animation times. 18% cooldown reduction is huge. If you would put it into stats, it's 18% is like 800 swiftness points, which is huge. And you lose that. You will simply lose that. That's how it is. That's how it is. And obviously it will make some difference in the damage over time. Yeah, that was stupid. That was stupid. I mean, the damage is decent without awakening. Yes. Look at this man, 680. I mean, this is my. I mean, this is so far the highest 2-minute test I've done with this. Um, but you saw the difference uh in the sets actually. I mean, to be honest, I mean I can give it another shot with the same. I don't change anything, you know. I only change the set. Right? Because to be honest, I mean the thing is you should always run it multiple times for the numbers in order to get a valid result. Simple as that. Because this game is kind of stupid in terms of it, the numbers are not always the same. If you crit and you crit for a second time, the number is not the same. It's more like it's like a range, you know. So let's fin it up. Okay, we're good to go. Boom. Let's go. Wait, what? Give me yes. Wonderful. So let's give it a third shot. This set. Um, let's go. You see the number of finishing strike is pretty much the same as with the minion set. It's 18 millions with grid. But you lose the 18, like I said, you lose the 18% cooldown reduction, which is huge. As well as the awakening cooldown reduction. I mean, it's up to you how you want to go with that. But in my opinion, what the fuck? In my opinion, it is a bad trade. And now I'm stuck again. I need to at least wait for 5 seconds. Now we can go, I guess. Ah, it was too early? Was it too early? Yeah, it was too early, yeah. But lucky is... I mean, we lost the... We didn't lose a grid, so... Should be fine. Man, 602. Sounds about right. Yeah, you will. I mean, the, like I said, you lose a lot of cooldown That's what it is. And in terms of damage, if you compare the finishing strike with the two sets, you will, or the skill damages in between the two sets, you pretty much come to the same value or close to the same value. So I do 18 millions with full salvation buff, right? And I'm getting 18 millions with on the second hit with finishing strike, of course, with the Dominion set. So in terms of damage, I think it's not that huge difference, only a little margin, but you will lose out on a lot of other stuff when you don't use Dominion set. And cooldown is huge. I mean, yeah. I mean, you could go. And you will get attack speed here. But then again, if I don't use, I mean, you don't have to use Crystal with the Salvation set. You can use Raid Captain, but I mean the value of Raid Captain and Crystal is pretty much where is it? I mean, I can, for the sake of testing, right? We are full. So let's go. Oh, we need to refresh the stuff. Here we go. Fully reset. Um, let's go. This is with Red Captain now instead of Crystal. Yeah, this was too early. This was too early, man. Yeah, fuck. So why are we doing lesser damage? It's a simple fact. We are not kept out. Ah, too early again. My bad. So why don't we get the 16% damage increase from Rand Captain? It's pretty simple. We are not at 140% right now. So with synergies, the damage obviously will scale differently, and you will get most likely, full benefit from Raid Captain. So Raid Captain is a valid option. But if you're solo on yourself, you only you are at 130, not 140. Mm. Because you will get 20% from Berserk mode and 10% from Salvation set makes it 130. So you will definitely not take full advantage of Raid Captain. Okay. I mean, to be honest, I fucked up some rotations here, but still, I mean, yeah, you should probably, if you want to have the buff safe, take Cursed Wall or increased Maws. The video is actually getting very long, so what I wanted to show you, I mean, we are now at, let's make a little test here. The difference now without Awakening and without the Dominion set means essentially you will not be able to use. You will do, let's say, 100 million more, right? In the rotation. It's a fair assumption. Yeah, it's around about 100 million, at least in Trixian, with perfect conditions. And that's always the case. It's perfect conditions here, you know. No moving, no skill canceling and stuff like that. And skill canceling is very much a thing, especially with the hard hitting skills, since for more damage you take enhanced strike, so you lose super armor. Finishing strike can be cancelled easily. Um, so you will have to ask yourself, do I want more consistency or the highest possible number? Because when it comes down to actually raiding, shit can hit the fan, right? Like the boss, like you miss skills and stuff like that, and or the boss is hitting you while you're doing your high hitting skills. I mean, a few of them have armor, but most of them don't. Simple as that. Um, Especially when you're using the tripods, which increase the damage. I mean, you can use tripods for um, push immunity or for super armor, but then you lose damage. And if you use everything on damage, means I mean, either raid captain um or cursed all. You will and no dominion set. This means essentially I do this, I do this, and let's give it a second. Let's give it 2 minutes, and you will see what I mean. So when I'm down here, when I drop out of it, I'm I don't have my awakening. Simple as that. I'll need like a 2 minutes 30 something to get my awakening again. So I can't use the awakening to as a big starter, as a identity filler. Which means that I have to fill it manually, which is fine, but don't let people fool you. It's not 20 seconds, especially not 20 seconds with salvation set, because I mean I don't know what people run. Maybe they run swiftness. I don't. I think swiftness is well it my swiftness, you will lose damage on swiftness, right? At least for your bloody rush. Bloody rush is, in my opinion, the most important part of this build, essentially, because this is your bread and butter in terms of damage. Finishing strike is good. Bloody rush is simply better, and it is protected. Means you do that, it can't be cancelled. It's safe damage and hard damage. I mean, when it comes to there is no perfect build. It's your personal preference, but I think we are dropped out and we are not even half the way. Right? I'm more of a, I mean, at least with the Berserker, I do prefer more consistent stuff, because you hit stuff, you will get punished heavily, especially when it comes to your meter, right? Um, and if I can't fill up my identity in Trixion with one rotation, you will definitely not fill up your, your rotation in a real raid, because there is a certainty that you will miss a skill, and you have very long cooldowns on a lot of those skills. So you will have to decide for yourself if you want to go full damage with the possibility that you will take for a very long time to get back into your damage zone. Because if you drop out of if you drop out of Berserk mode, you will do shit damage, like insane shit damage. That's what it is. So my goal always was to keep the uptime as low, the uptime as high as possible. with the serve mode. Right? I get 30. I get the damage buff. I get 30% crit chance permanently inside. That's what you want to go. And the simple and easiest way to do so is by using this right after you drop out. I mean, look at that. I'm halfway. Now I actually can do it with one rotation. Or close to one rotation. I mean, with my build, I can do it with one rotation. I think. No? So, not even now I can do it with one. Wait, did I use? No, I didn't. Well, yeah. I'm a retard. I could have done it with the help lane. But this also, so what I want to tell you is I miss stuff as well in raids. And there are instances where I still, with the awakening, so I'll always make sure that my awakening hits. I mean, you know the bosses, you know you try to at least anticipate what he's doing next. And awakening, I always use my awakening only when I know I can hit it, because it's far too important. If I miss this shit, it's painful, because then I'm back at filling it myself, right? So all my benefit, at least the most the beneficial thing from the set is pretty much gone. I mean, I still get the buff from the Dominion set, but I don't get the identity meter. Yeah, that I mean, the video is already taking quite long, so you can make up your mind on what you saw. You can check all the videos where I showed you how much damage I did. Um, essentially, what I'm trying to tell you is the damage buff is quite little, to be honest. So I was people who told you there were some rumors with people telling Reddit threads about 20% flat damage increase. That's not the case. That's not the case. It's more like, I would say, 4 to 6% flat damage increase. That's what it is. And I've played BT pretty long. I've tried a lot of skills. People are scolding me for using Whirlwind, but then again, what else? What other options do I have in terms of skills? I mean, what the fuck, man? No, am I retarded? Yeah. Um, the only other skill is, I mean, Sword Storm, but Sword Storm does shit damage. What people, I mean, why do I like Whirlwind? I mean, the damage is actually pretty decent. Let me get out of here. Get my original build. First of all, Whirlwind has as well protection. I mean, Sword Storm has protection as well, but um, switch back to my initial stuff. Dominion. Let's go. Give me my 80%. 18% damn. Cool reduction. So, I don't think this is a very bad skill, to be honest. It is decent. So this, what is it? It's um, roughly 10 million. Yeah. Where is it? Where is it? So Swordstorm is nice if you play Mayhem because you will get actually benefits from it. Um, for the sake of testing, yeah. So what you would want to use with that is most likely I mean, vital hit point is probably good. But I would probably go with quick now. We'll go with quick prep because the what does it? Yeah, 30 seconds. You want to go with quick prep. Weak point, obviously. So, but the thing is, you can't use this. Mayhems are using this, which makes the skill kind of viable. The skill, but you will have to go this route because you don't get any benefits from flamethrower. You don't have. Oh yeah, shit. There we go. So yeah, no. Can we crit, please? How about it? Ah, fuck. Um, I am. I mean, we are cheating. We should give the skill the same treatment as we give Whirlwind, right? Um, no cheating allowed here. Mm-hmm. Fuck you. So 8 millions. You need see what I mean? I mean, yeah, yes. It's just personal preferences, you know. The thing is, if it scales up, you know, Whirlwind. So the best thing I've reached so far was 1 million per hit with Whirlwind. With the buffs from the other people, I think 1 million or even a little bit more. And I mean 1 million. You saw there's a lot of numbers adding up. It's just some personal preference. I don't think this skill is pretty impressive. Whirlwind is also not really impressive, but this one is definitely not impressive when you play BT because you will not get the 50% rune, the 50% health rune, which makes the skill kinda I guess. Yeah, I think we should probably cut it at there. This video is already far too long. Have a good one, guys. Bye, guys.